Hey everyone, Steve from WorldStart here, and today we have the Kanvas Life graphics tablet, and you are going to absolutely love this. This is really exciting for anyone who edits photos or does any kind of graphics work. In fact, it's going to change your life. Why is it so cool? Let me answer that by asking you some questions. If I were to ask you to say, sign your name, which of these tools would you pick? A mouse or a pen? Pretty obvious, right? No one can make a good signature with a mouse. Okay, say I wanted to have you draw a picture of a house with some trees. Again, which tool would you pick? The mouse? No, the pen, of course. All right, let's say you're working on a photo and want to use your brush tool to brush in a correction, say make an area a little lighter or darker. Again, would you rather use a mouse, or would a tool that actually acts like a brush seem to be a better choice? Pretty obvious, right? Well, then why on earth would you ever use a mouse again for that kind of work if you had a choice? That's right, you wouldn't. No one in their right mind would. This graphics tablet is the answer, right here. This allows you to use your pen/stylus/brush with your computer. You just draw on the tablet and the cursor on your screen follows along. The computer thinks it's just another mouse, but you gain so much more control now because you're using the right tool for the right job. Oh, and this does not replace your mouse, it works right alongside with it. You know what? Let's go to my office and I'll show you how this actually works. Seeing is believing and all, so let's take a look. Hey guys, here we are at my desk at the office. I just want to show you real quick a few demonstrations of exactly what you can do with this. So let's take a look. Okay, well, we have our tablet here, and what we're going to do is just draw. I'm going to draw a very, very simple drawing. I am a horrible artist, so in the hands of somebody skilled, this would actually look amazing. With me, it's just going to look kind of like what it would on paper. So I'm just going to draw you a little house, and maybe we'll put a tree and stuff in here. So there's a house, there's a door. Probably ought to put a roof on the thing. There we go. It looks like a little elf house or something. We should probably put a window. But again, this is very, very easy to do. I'm just drawing with my pen right on the tablet versus trying to do this all with a mouse. Let's put a tree in here. Here's the trunk. And then we'll just add the leaves. Again, this is really nice to do with a pen. It's very, very easy to do it with a pen. Maybe we'll put a little swing set over here for the kids. Bring it across, a couple of support bars. But again, it's really nice to be able to do this freehand and not be trying to play with a mouse with it. So this is pretty cool. So there you go, that's the first example. Now what if I wanted to sign this beautiful work of art? Easy enough, I can just go up here, I'm going to use this white space here and just sign my name like I would on any other surface. It's really, really cool. So let's take a look at some other things real quick here now. Okay, here we are in Photoshop, and this is one of the pictures I recently took out in Yellowstone, and one of the reasons I use graphics tablets all the time is for situations like this. I really want to be able to adjust this guy a little bit. Right now, let's say I wanted to make him a little bit brighter than he is. He's a little bit on the dark side maybe, so I'm going to just adjust that. I have a curves adjustment layer over here, and it's already preset just so I can show you real easy here. But if I want to go ahead and lighten him, I can just paint right on the coyote, and it makes it really easy to follow all his little curves and all his little lines. I can stay with him really, really well because I'm using a pen on a graphics tablet as opposed to a clunky mouse. This is really, really handy. He's a little bit dark under there. I can paint that in, and I can just really, really carefully outline him with this. And I'm also using pressure sensitivity, so I can vary the amount of pressure I'm putting on the pen to vary the amount of brightness that's getting applied to the coyote. Now let's go ahead and say I wanted to do something else with it. Maybe I wanted to increase contrast a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is probably going to be over the top, but we're going to go ahead and do it just so you guys can see. Let's say I wanted to increase the contrast, but I only wanted to increase it on the coyote. So I'm going to go ahead and invert that layer mask. And again, I'm just going to go over to the coyote, and I'm going to paint that in. Now the nice thing, again, I can see this already has a lot of contrast, so I'm not going to do a lot here, but maybe I want to paint in a little bit more, and I'm using pressure sensitivity again, so I can get in exactly the amount of contrast I want. And I'll show you a quick before and after there, just a little minor difference, but you can definitely see we did make a change there. Now what if I want the background area here more saturated? I can put a saturation adjustment layer in there. I can crank that up a little bit, and maybe I just want the background saturated, but I don't want the coyote saturated. In this case, I can just paint with black on my layer mask, and I can desaturate all this area around the coyote, And I can do it very, very precisely because I'm using a brush. I just adjust the brush size and make sure that I'm not falling off of them too much. I'm not doing probably the world's best job here, but it just gives you an idea. And there you go. Then I can just adjust my opacity on my saturation layer to taste there, but you can see the coyote stays pretty much the exact same, but the background changes. So there's just a few things you can do. Again, here's our original image here, just to give you an idea. And here we are now. I'm not saying that that's an improvement. In fact, I like the original better, but it does give you a really great example of how you can use this brush. Okay, one more thing before we go here. I want to talk about these hotkeys. We have several different hotkeys. We have a row of them along the top, and we have some right here. These are, especially these right here, these are programmable by you. You can actually set these to do whatever you want. For example, if I press this button, it zooms in. If I press this one, it zooms out. Let me bring him up here a little bit more. And if I end up having scroll bars, I can actually use these other buttons to scroll up and down. And again, these are completely programmable. I can press this button to go to my desktop. And on the tablet itself, there's some other hotkeys. There's some music ones. There's play, pause, stop, rewind. I can control volume from here. I can even do things like right here. I launch my web browser right from my tablet. Very, very cool. Okay, that's it. Told you it was cool. This tablet also features 1024 levels of pressure sensitivity, which I alluded to back in the video in the demo, which is really, really sweet. For example, I have Photoshop set so the more pressure I apply to the brush, the higher the opacity, meaning the more effect, or rather paint, is applied to the digital canvas. For example, I could start off just barely pressing down, leaving just a light stroke of color, but as I press harder, the color gets darker. This is amazingly handy with any kind of graphics or photo work, and one of the main reasons I love having access to a graphics tablet when I work. It's just so much more natural, and it makes it so much faster to get the result you want. Oh, and you can also set it so the brush size increases or decreases with pressure, which is also really handy. Now, I edit photos all the time, and I can't imagine doing it without a nice tablet like this. It's one of those things that once you try it, you'll seriously wonder how you ever got along without it. It's really a game changer for anyone doing photo or graphics work, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Plus, we have an outstanding deal on this. In fact, you could easily spend 10 times more than what we're asking. It's really one heck of a deal. Make sure you get to the site and get yours before they sell out. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.